guys, we're back. This is going to be game 2 of the 3-game tournament that I played way back in December. This time I'm going to be going up against Undead Legions. Our scenario for this is, very basic. Is a objective token in the middle of the table. If you control it, it's worth 500 extra victory points. There was nothing in the scenario that said you had to have fortitude to control it. Just the closest unit within 6 inches controls it. Again, here's my list. Same as from game 1 of the tournament. When you see the Undead Legions list, which you're going to see in just a second, I'm going to let this roll a little bit. It's nothing like you're going to expect from a combined list for Undead Legions. And the player up here is going to be the same player that you see me in all those Wrath the Con. We had the grudge matches where we were playing like every tournament. Also, you will have seen him play against Once Bitten at Brawler Bash. And he's the guy who has the big like bone giant in the middle of the big unit of skeletons. But this list here is completely different what he took to Brawler Bash. And now you'll see this is his list. It's been so long, I have no idea what equipment his characters had. I know he had the standard 3 combat characters in this giant bus of skeletons. I want to say he had 2 Banshees. I'm not sure. And I look at these pictures, I see nothing that made me think, well, this is where he screamed with his Banshees. He might not have had them, but my mind says he had them. But what's really interesting about his list is he has 3 units of scouting skeletal horsemen. I mean, this was real neat, even though it's not good. It's real neat. And he has a bone giant, a hero titan. So this is really, really different than when he took the Brawler Bash. It's a very interesting list, but at the end, it wasn't a very powerful list, I don't think. Here's a look at my deployment. I want to note I really don't vanguard anything because once he shows that he has 3 units of scouting horsemen, that pretty much blocks all my vanguards. So, it's kind of neat. I mean, still, I wouldn't have ever thought anybody was going to take 3 units of scouting horsemen like that. That's pretty cool. But my plan is basically, since there don't need to be fortitude for the objective, you see the yellow token, move my trolls up there and park them on that and gain about 500 points. And here's his deployments with his vanguards. And like I said, these scouts of the horsemen really blocked my wolf riders. I probably could move my wolf riders a little bit, but it wasn't worth moving them 1 or 2 inches and being able to lose a charge if I lost first turn. As it was, I could charge lots of those horsemen off the bat if I wanted to, or get manglers or pump wagons very close to them right off the bat. So I really don't vanguard anything, and he really, when you look at it, has a small army. There's lots of placements here, but this is not the standard horde list which you're expected to see from vampires. Even though it's Undead Legions, I think we all know Undead Legions is really vampires with Tomb King stuff put in. Now I just gotta wait and sit back and get all the hate mail from the Tomb King players. And this is just another look at his vanguards. I wanted a little bit closer up look. I'm gonna say the giant, the regular giant is his hero titan, which you probably should have figured out because the bone giant's the bone giant. But the big bust of skeletons gives me a little bit of pause because I'm not eager to run up and fight 2 vampires, even with trolls. But for the most part, I'm not that worried. You always gotta be worried about vampires, but I'm not that worried. There's nothing really like a heavy hitters other than the vampires, because most of my stuff is immune psychology, so the skull cannons aren't gonna hurt them that much. My main worry then would be them hitting my bunker, me failing a panic test, my bunker running off, which would make my trolls useless. And this is turn 1. He has 1 first turn. You'll see the skull catapults have already killed a couple trolls. His archers moving into a building and they kill a wolf rider. Something does wound in my chariot. The main thing to see this picture is his hex waves charge one of my war machines and destroy it. I think we all forget that they had vanguarded and they couldn't charge because of that they vanguard on the first turn. So this is a little bit of a mistake. So I shouldn't have lost. I'm not sure if that's a rock lobber or doom diver up there that I lost. But yeah, and also they charged through a mangler and killed it as well. So ugh. This is my first turn. I move my trolls right up to right in front of the objective. Now, my magic and shooting is pretty much ineffective. Now, if you see this, he can charge both his monsters and his big skeleton unit, and my trolls if he wants to. But I really like my chance of that, and then I'll have a flank charge of my savages on my next turn. So I really like the chances of me holding for one round and then countercharging, because his monsters can't thunderstop my trolls, even though he has two vampires. I think the White King's in the second rank, so I should be able to get a good amount of combat res back. So I shouldn't lose by too much. I should hold hopefully, and then be able to countercharge. So he has to really think about, does he want to charge everything in my trolls? Because the chances of him breaking them are not that great. Also, I've also scooted my Wolf Riders between his lines there, so I can try to charge those Castle of Souls the next turn. Got my big boss over there getting close to where he can charge, where he can pretty much charge with his long charge range on one of his skull catapults next turn as well. This is a closer look at the battlefield, and you can see really all I've accomplished is one wound on his Hero Titan. But I think I control the center of the board, so I'm really liking how it's going for me. And I didn't move my bunker up too much because I was a little bit worried about him breaking through those trolls. Even though I was hoping I could hold, I didn't want him to have an easy overrun into my bunker. Now in his turn 2, he takes the skeletons out of the building, the archers, and he has them pushed up right in front of my trolls so that my trolls don't charge him. I wasn't really thinking too much about charging him because I was a little bit worried about the vampires. And I knew he'd be steadfast and then he'd countercharge on his monsters. But I looked at this as getting free skeleton points for the archers. Now he also moves his monsters back to protect his Castle of Skulls, which I wasn't really expecting. Now, again, his shooting and magic, he's killed some more trolls, so I'm down to just 13 trolls here. So I really gotta think twice about getting engaged with his big unit of skeletons now anyway. And I've lost another Wolf Rider somehow. I think that's right. His skeleton horses have bows. So that must be what's killing the Wolf Riders. But like I said, I passed my panic again. My turn 2, you would know it. My trolls fail stupidity even with the reroll, and so they just stumble on more onto the objective. So they can't charge the skeleton archers, but I do charge my chariot and my level 1 shaman at them because the skeletons don't have ranks because they're only 2 wide. And I figure I could do some damage. And as you see, I've killed so many that my shaman's not even in combat anymore, and they crumble to the point where I think there's only 2 skeletons archers left there. Otherwise, my big boss charges the skull catapult up there, destroys it. I'll move my Wolf Riders through the 2 monsters, and they stop 1 inch in front of the casket, so they're ready to charge the casket next turn. So his turn 3, he shifts everything to face my savages now, so the trolls, and he's going to raise a little bit of skeletons here, despite my chariot, so that I'm stuck in like a little grind here against the skeletons. And over here, he's like closing in on my Wolf Riders. They're just been slowly trying to swing around to get that other catapult, but he's using all his horse archers to block them and plink off Wolf Riders with his archers. And I actually think he's forgotten all about his hex race that destroyed the Rock Lava or Doom Driver, whichever one, on the first turn. Uh, so I think he's forgot all about them because I haven't seen them since then. Now my turn 3, I've destroyed his casket with my big boss and my Wolf Riders. They've charged in. Trolls charge in, finish off the skeletons, or fight my Wolf Chariot. Now I've moved my other Wolf Chariot up to try to redirect that Hero Titan. I'm hoping that I pass my Terror test. I have no idea right now where my level 1 Wolf Shaman is, which should be up there to redirecting those skeletons. I don't know where I put it. It shows up again later in the battle. I have no idea where he is right now. But as you can also see, I have done some damage to his skeletons at least. I've killed at least like 15 or so of them with shooting and magic. I just really wish I knew in this picture where my shaman was. His turn 4, he tries to charge everything at my savages. The Wolf Chariot obviously fails its terror test, but his bus fails their charge. So now I'm only fighting the 2 monsters. There's hope because now I can kind of charge my trolls at his bus. I don't have to fight everything at once. This is the end of the turn. I've killed his Bone Giant. I've done some damage to his Hero Titan. This is great. I'll lose some savages, but it doesn't really matter. I think I also lost those Wolf Riders that was like being hemmed in by the 2 units of Scout and Horsemen. Again, I have no idea what happened to his hex rays. But this is looking very, very good for me. Now I can charge my trolls. Now, my turn 4. There's the shaman. Where was he before? I don't know. I have no idea what happened. There he is, ready to redirect that bus of skeletons. And I've made it so that he has to charge the wolf shaman if he wants to do anything. Then, when he kills it and overruns, he'll overrun to the chariot, not my trolls. So that saves my trolls for a little while, hopefully long enough for me to kill that heretic with my savages, and then my savages can support the trolls. And it's just not my trolls fighting those vampires. Okay, also, my big boss under the Wolf Riders charged that old skull catapult. That's basically everything that's going on right now. His turn 5. He charges my shaman, kills it, overruns to the chariot. Things are getting dicey with the savages. I'm having a hard time killing that Hero Titan. It's a little bit nerve wracking. I have no idea again where his hex rates are. uh, or a Skeleton Horseman. I might have killed one unit with Doom Drivers, but there should still be another unit of Skeleton Horseman at least over there. I don't know where it is either right now. But those are all sideshows. The main fighting is going on here in the center. I need to get that Hero Titan killed so that my savages can support those trolls. And if I can get the flank charge on that bus unit, they should just, evaporate. Alright, my turn 5. He has already charged in, overrun into my trolls after destroying my chariot during this combat phase. So the next turn he'll be fighting my trolls. Before that, in my movement phase, I reform my trolls into ranks. I finally kill their Hero Titan. Then I reform my savages so they're facing the flank. So my bottom of 6, I should have a flank going right into the skeletons. I hand of Gork my bunker over here to protect them just in case he breaks through my trolls. Everything's ready for the big fight in turn 6. Unfortunately, we're out of time, so we don't get to do turn 6. I picked my trolls up and started ranking them back up and everything. I wanted a picture for the end of the game. So the trolls were only 4 wide, and there was like 6 of them already dead. But just basically, this is how it looked at the end, where I had the perfect flank going into the skeleton bus. Then my trolls were on top of the objective, so they claimed the objective marker. In another turn, I would have wiped out his skeleton, I think. But as it was, I still have a pretty big victory. So when we add it all up, it's about a 15-5 for the orcs. I could have got more points if we played turn 6, but it really didn't matter. I like the way this really went. For once, things, other than failing that one stupidity test, things really went my way as far as my flanking and maneuvers and everything I was trying to do. I don't think shooting and magic was that great for me this game, but I'll take it. I really liked his list a lot, even though it was kind of unfortunate that I don't think that many scouting units of horsemen were worth it. I think one unit of scouting horsemen though would have been really cool for future games. And you can tell he was just playing with his list. If you saw his game against Winsbitten, he completely revamped it. It's much stronger. His bus was much more effective, I think, in those games because I think he had better support. I don't think he had the support in this game, other than the catapults and the casket, to really handle things because it was so easy for me to get to those catapults and that casket because he had nothing to really stop me because I could just move around everything. But this is still a very fun game. My third game was going to be against Dark Elves. Oh, and this is if you've really been watching my reports for a long time and you saw Brawler Bash 7 when I'm fighting the Dark Elves and I kill what's the name of that special character? Whatever the Witch Elf special character her name is, the one who has a ton of attacks and all that other crap. I killed her with a rock lava on the first turn. This is the guy. And even though he won that game, he's always going to be out for revenge for me killing his general on the first turn. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to like or comment or subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Game against the Dark Elves. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.